Hey Libra, so I had to redo this because crazy noise started in the background. So first card out was a Four of Stones in reverse, no longer wanting to be protective and holding back. You want to be more open to the situation. And the distant past was the Ace of Arrows in reverse. This is the Ace of Swords in reverse. This was someone who was, you were dealing with somebody in the distant past that was non-communicative. Maybe you were non-communicative to somebody, but somebody was covering something up. Somebody was not being truthful or honest, and someone was concealing something. And I think it had to do with somebody that cared a lot for you. But then whoever cared a lot for you that wasn't communicating with you in the distant past, they thought that this was going to be a lot of chaos, that there's a lot of red flags to the situation, that there was a lot of extenuating circumstances that might not actually allow it to progress in a good way. So they decided to hold themselves back from it, regardless of what they felt. Now, the recent past, Queen of Arrows, someone who cut off communication completely. This is someone who can be kind of hypocritical, but there's also someone who can be impulsive. It's someone who can be kind of skittish, that they saw something that freaked them out. They felt like they had to cut you off in a communication, or you did to somebody. And you decided not to express your emotions or feelings because you thought it was a big red flag, so you stopped communicating because you were listening to your intuition. Now, in your current position and situation is your healing, taking a reprieve and a rest, feeling sore and wounded, trying to be gentle with yourself or needing to. Maybe you're overworking and you feel like there's a need to take more rest. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you feel exhausted from the argument, from the conflict. Maybe it's just ruminating and thinking on it is actually draining a lot of your mental energy, because you decided to put a rest to it because you felt like whatever you were seeing, you needed to take a different look, because there might have been somebody in your midst that was being kind of non-communicative, or they were lying by omission, or they were being sneaky in some kind of way, or they were hiding something and you didn't really know why. So you decided to just take a rest on it. You decided, why is this person high conflict? Why is the situation high conflict? Why is it bringing chaos? Well, I don't know. I'm just going to be more observant. I'm going to step away from it and take a rest. Now, you're trying to be more in the present, or at least this person is. They want to offer you an explanation, or you want to offer someone an explanation, or open up some kind of communication, bury the hatchet in some way, make a conversation. You could be talking to anyone, like a mother, sister, but there's somebody who wants to offer you something like a peace offering, try to make amends in some kind of way, because this person does love you, and this person projects a lot of their issues on you, or you project a lot of issues on them, and there's a mirror here. And although there is a deep love for it, because of the lack of healing between the two, it causes problems. And what is it? Is it the insecurity that you have within yourself? Is it an insecure attachment style? Because is it a fear and being uncomfortable when you're away from your partner or this person, but feeling a fear or being uncomfortable when they're around? That has a lot to do with attachment style as well. Did you have a parent who was emotionally cold or like a neglectful in some kind of way? And do you find partners like that? Or does the whole aspect of emotion scare you because you grew up in a situation or a life like that? And so you learn how to shut that off. And so now you even have trouble as to what you want and what you feel. And maybe there is like an actual like intentional ignoring of that. So, and ignoring those wounds and ignoring all of that. So the fact that when you ignore it as if it's not there, it doesn't mean the wound is going to go away. It's just there. It just affects things around you. Like if you have an infected wound, it's not just going to go away. It's going to start getting you sick. It's going to start like poisoning your blood. It's going to start to give you a fever, and it'll eventually kill you and anything around you that is you're trying to breathe life in. And it's something to see as into like your own securities. What is your own drives? What does this person bring out of you? And why is it so distasteful? And do you have those traits yourself? Or is it behaviors that you adopted unconsciously that kind of bring about the situation as of now? But there's a lack of healing because there's a need to heal not only with this person, but within yourself as well. And what are the unconscious things that drives the situations? Because if you've had this situation or this relationships and it mirrors past relationships, then obviously it may be a behavior that you're adopting. Like, do you always defer to everybody and what their wants and needs? And then even if it conflicts with your own? And do you get resentful because of it? And do you kind of lash out at this person when this person gave you an opportunity to tell you what you want? You're like, whatever, just go ahead and do it. And then you do it. You're forced to do it, whatever makes you happy. And then you get pissed off about it. And they're like, well, is it really because they chose that thing and they gave you an opportunity to do it, or because you didn't give your preference of whether you wanted to do it or not, and you try to make everyone else happy to the point that you ignore yourself, your wants and needs? And maybe this is a habit as well, trying to make everybody happy even to the detriment of your own wants and needs, and then you're resentful at everyone because of it. I don't know, maybe it is, but you love deeply. This person has deep regard and emotion for you, but there's a lack of mending because there's no communication. But you love this person just as they have deep regards for you. And there will be an ending and a final judgment towards this high conflict situation, towards the argument. Maybe towards high conflict people. If this is even a mother, a very judgmental mother who would kind of be hypercritical and cold to you, and you decided to hold yourself back from it, and although you love her, you decided that this is like unhealthy, that this person is hindering me, that this person is keeping me in my head and causing a lot of trouble, and I have to keep a respectful but loving distance from this person. And although I love her, I have to protect myself from her, and I have to not tell her everything because, maybe she has some toxic traits and situations, or maybe this is like, yeah, you could love someone, but you could also have a safe distance from that person if their behaviors are kind of toxic or, detrimental to you. Or if you have this kind of traits that you need to work on, because it's never one-sided. It always takes two. It's always vice versa. And you always have to look at what you're seeing in other people and if you're projecting that out as well. And that's why it's so blatantly obvious to you that you could see it and so distasteful. Because maybe it's something that you have within yourself that you do that you don't want to see. And that's why it's so obvious in other people. Or maybe it's a trait that you really, really dislike because you refuse to have that trait to your detriment. Like, do you refuse to stand up for yourself? Do you refuse to stand in a position and then you always get stomped on, and then you're very distasteful about people who constantly puts their opinions on you and, who kind of pressures everybody around them? You're like, oh, what is this person? But maybe that's something that you have to learn. Or maybe that's something that you have to learn not to do. I don't know. But there is a projection here. And when it comes to projections, it's subconscious. And that's why when we see those kind of straits and it brings a strong emotion for us, it's usually something that we have to pay attention to. Somebody wants to offer you something because somebody has an ending and a judgment towards something. Maybe somebody's going to come towards you, but because there was an ending and a final judgment, it's going to lead you to a door of value. There is going to be some challenges, but it will lead you to the door of spirit. It's just step through that door, whatever prospects that you're going to, whatever job, career path that you left behind, relationship that was unfulfilling, that you're going towards something new. It's going to have its challenges, sure. But it will lead to success, and it will lead to your abundance and happiness and your divine path. I feel like you're going to have somebody come towards you. You're going to meet them by a happy accident. This is what you don't see. And it's going to be abundantly, tangibly supportive and, successful. I don't know if you're going to work something out for the better between this past person, but I feel like, or you're going to work towards something new and valuing yourself and ending it in order to do that, to give someone else a new offer. Because you find a new position, you find a new opportunity valuable, and although it will be challenging, maybe to reconcile with an old one or go towards a new one because of your own insecurities and fears, it will lead you to your abundance. You decided to step through that door of value, follow your life path, something that you love and you have a deep emotion for, and this could be a career path, this could be a business that you're building, and it's totally against the opinions or thoughts on what you should be doing by the people around you. But don't listen to them. Listen to your own intuition and your own fulfillment and happiness, because it will lead you to that door of value. Just maintain your strength, be strong, be resilient towards what you're working towards and with, and there will be a shift. Because this is divinely guided. This is divinely guided. And this is all that's underneath. 10 of Pentacles. A stable, happy, abundant home. And a divinely guided, happy accident, or a divinely guided union, whether you're going to meet someone new to offer someone that you're deeply connected with, or they're going to offer something to you, or even that you just found something, a path, a career path that you're so amazingly fulfilled with, that you're ready to put your all into it. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it will be successful. And that's what I got for you, Libra. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donation box below if you feel moved to do so. And yeah, if not, I still love you lots, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.